Alright guys, this next question. The diagram below represents the field pattern obtained by bringing the poles of two magnets near each other. The pole must be the field pattern. Notice the both are going into each other. See this arrow, the arrow they enter here, the arrow they enter here, this arrow they enter here, this arrow they enter here. It can only mean one thing. Most see the other options. As the arrows they from outside they enter, it shows say the both of them they be south pole. South pole. 47 is option B, south pole. 48. The angle between the direction of the Earth's magnetic field and the horizontal is called horizontal. Horizontal. This one is called magnetic declination. Magnetic declination. Magnetic declination. Magnetic declination. So let's go again. That's 48. You see, the angle between the direction of the Earth's magnetic field and horizontal is called so the angle between the Earth's magnetic field and horizontal is called angle of dip. While the angle between there's another one, the angle between that's the angle of declination. That's what I'm about to say now. You can jot down. The angle between the magnetic meridian and the geographic meridian, and they call angle of declination. You see meridian two times. Sometimes you see the angle between magnetic north and the true north in the horizontal plane. The magnetic north and the true north. That one is the angle of declination. So this one is angle of the magnetic field. The angle between the Earth's magnetic field, they didn't put north. You get? They didn't put north. So the angle of dip. PQRS is a rectangular cell with PQ perpendicular to the magnetic field as shown in the diagram. If a current flows in the direction PQRS, in what direction will the coil move? In what direction will the coil move? If you use Fleming's left-hand rule, which I will demonstrate, it's going to move downward. Option B. 50. A horizontal component on the Earth magnetic is on the Earth magnetic field, and the magnetic field of a straight line X carries current into the plane of the paper. Which of the following figure correctly illustrates the horizontal magnetic field pattern in the horizontal plane? This one now they talk about the Earth's magnetic field and the magnetic field of a straight wire X. 50 is option A. This is because there's a neutral point where the two flux will cancel each other. 51. Which of the following correctly explain? These diagrams are poor. You have similar things in your textbooks. Which of the following correctly explain why soft iron is preferred to steel in magnetism? Please write, steel do not magnetize easily. They don't magnetize easily. And they retain their magnetization much longer. They retain their magnetization for a much longer time. So soft iron is more readily magnetized than steel. And again, but it also loses magnetization quicker. While soft iron is more easily demagnetized than steel. So you get number 51 is option C. Which of the following correctly explain why soft iron is preferred? It is more readily magnetized, and at the same time it loses it easily too. 51 is option C. 52. A current carrying conductor experiences a force which, when placed in the magnetic field of a current in the magnetic field of the current, and it interacts with the external magnetic field. Option B. 53. Which of the following devices may be used to set up the voltage in a DC? An induction coil. 53 is option D. An induction coil. 54. The primary aim in high tension transmission is to minimize electrical energy losses due to heat production. Option A. 55. At different locations on the Earth's surface, the Earth's magnetic field is 50. The Earth's magnetic field is the same in magnitude and direction. Yeah, in terms of its strength and the direction, are constant. 56. The iron core of an induction coil is made from bundles of iron of wires so as to bundles of wires so as to minimize eddy current. 57. A possible, this one has to do with calculation. The diagram below shows a magnet X with its south pole moved along a soft bar magnet PQ in the direction shown. After some time, the pole at P and Q relatively be north and south pole respectively. 58. Option B, north and south pole respectively. 59. The core of an efficient transformer should consist of laminated piece of metal in order to reduce the heat produced by the reducing eddy current. Option D, reduces the heat produced by the eddy current. Similar question was touched just now. 60. If a charged ion goes through a combined electric and magnetic field, the resultant emergent velocity of the ion would be, this like a formula, E minus B. Option D. This one has to do with a bit of calculation. If a current flows in the direction of the arrow in the solenoid above, the north pole is at the options were not even given. That's 62. 63. This question, it's most times repeated. This 64 is most times repeated. The answer is actually 0. You could just master it. You see the question well. The diagram above shows a closed square box of size 0.5 meters in a uniform electric field E. In the direction shown by the arrow, what is the flux of the box? 0. Calculation 60. The force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field is greatest when is it greatest? First, right, the force is 0 if the conductor is parallel to the magnetic field, and so it will be greatest when the conductor is at right angle with the field. Option D. 67. Energy losses through eddy current are reduced by they will be reduced by insulated soft iron wires. Option B. 68. The magnetic force on a charged particle moving with a velocity v is proportional to both the magnitude of the charge and the velocity. Option A. 69. The carbon granule microphone. The carbon granule microphone works on the principle of change in resistance. Option C. From the generating station to each substation, power is transmitted at high voltage and low current so as to reduce heat loss. Heating of the coil. Option C. Which of the following statement is true of the properties of a moving coil galvanometer? There are strong hairspring to give a large control couple. 57 is option A. 71 is option A. 72. A circuit has a little bit of calculations there. Strong. Which of the following statement is true of the properties of a moving coil galvanometer? They are strong hairspring to give a large control couple. 73. 74. A generator manufacturing company was contracted, this one has to do with AC and DC, to produce an AC dynamo, but inadvertently produce a DC dynamo. To correct this error, they will just need to change the commutator, should be changed to spleen rings. Option A. 74 is option A. 75. To protect a material from the influence of an external magnetic field, the material should be kept within the soft iron ring, right? 75. And this is called magnetic screening. Soft iron ring. You place it within the soft iron ring. Calculation. The north pole of a magnet can never be separated from the south pole because of a property called magnetic polarity or magnetic dipole. Option A. 78. Option A. Magnetic dipole. Right. When a magnet is cut into two halves, each half is a magnet with north and south polarity. If the cutting is repeated, the again and again and again, the dipole is retained, however small. Each time you break or cut the magnet into two, one place will always be north, one place will always be pole. The north pole of a magnet can never be separated. We've touched on 79. The main purpose of a transformer in an AC is to 79. High voltage is dangerous, so it should step the voltage down. 79 is option C, step down the voltage. The main purpose of transformer is to step down the voltage. 80. Which of the following diagrams represent we cannot even see the diagrams. Alright, continuing. Which of these diagram, right? Number 80 is option C. This one. 81. The instrument that measures both AC and DC. AC and DC. Remember, AC would be hot iron moving. Remember, say when you put like a wire, hot wire. If just imagine in your mind, just listen to me. Imagine say you put wire inside water or on top of fire, hit the wire, then you are able to make the wire move. So hot wire ammeter or moving iron ammeter, and then they use the measure AC. So now they say the instrument that can measure both, they ask this question a lot. Right. Hot wire ammeter can measure both AC and DC. Next line. A moving coil ammeter or galvanometer cannot measure AC unless a rectifier is attached. So moving one cannot measure. So number 81 is option D. Measures both of them. Do we have hot wire there? There's no hot wire. So a moving, but we'll go pick a moving one. But normally on its own, a moving iron ammeter cannot measure AC and DC. But normally in the measure AC. Except we add something called a rectifier. But in these options, is the best answer we can pick. So pick option D. Moving can measure both. Lenz's law is a law of conservation of energy. Option A. 83. The DC generator has essentially the same component as the AC, except for the presence of spleen rings. Option A. 83. Spleen rings. Spleen. Except for the waiting. A DC generator has essentially the same component as AC, except the presence of generators have AC generator have spleen ring, while DC has split ring. So but here's the DC. They say in this type of question, note that the DC generator is mentioned first. Your answer is then about DC, not AC. So they say the DC generator has essentially the same component as the AC generator, except the presence of I go again. A DC generator has essentially the same component. Yeah, they talk for a DC generator. Now, see, the question is twisted. Oh, God. These people. A DC generator has essentially the same component as the AC generator. So, they say DC, they like AC generator. Except, say, him gets, normally, even myself, I go one pick option A because spleen ring, 9-day AC. But the correct answer is split ring. They talk about DC, they talk about AC. They say, except for the presence of, meaning say, it is similar to ACO, it's just that him gets, that's why they say, except for the presence of, wow. Option C. Solving. In measuring high frequency, AC, the instrument use high frequency. Remember, hot wire ammeter or moving. when you carry wire, you put them inside fire, you heat them, you can't they move. Hot wire ammeter or moving iron. So that would be, to measure is hot wire. 85 is option B. Right, hot wire uses the principle of heating effect of current. Hot wire uses the principle of heating effect of current. You know that formula, H is equals to I square R. 6. Induced EMF are best explained using induced EMF Lenz's law, option D. 88. What is the best method of demagnetizing when you heat it, option A. 89. The magnitude of the angle of dip at the equator is 0 degree. 89 is option A. 90. See, this question stop at around 94. Maybe 96. Alright. Stop at around 96. They say use the diagram. We've answered that one. 89. Use the diagram to answer the question 90 and 91. The diagram above is that of C. You get more rings on the output than the input. So number 90. Right. The secondary coil. See the secondary coil. The secondary coil has more turns than the primary coil. So the input is the primary. The secondary is the output. So it's a step-up transformer. 90 is option A. A step-up transformer. Since the secondary, anytime with this line, see the line 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime with this line pass this side, 1, 1, 2, 3. When the output pass the input, it's called step up. Whenever this input pass the output, it's called step down. The electromotive force in the secondary windings is to do what? Is increasing. The electromotive force is increasing. And which of the following does not use magnetic effect of current to function? Which of the following they use lead acid accumulator? That is chemical energy. That one, chemical energy, they use lead acid accumulator and chemical energy. We'll touch that on in the next chapter. In the diagram below, the neutral point is X, option C. 93 is option C. 94, which part of the DC generator? Which part of a DC generator converts an AC in the armature to a DC in the external circuit? 94 is option D. Commutators and brushes, option D. 95, which of the following is associated with alternating current only? Alternating current is transformer. 95 is option A. And 96, electrical power is transmitted at high voltage and low current rather than low voltage because the amount of energy lost due to heat dissipation. 96 is also option A. We've come to the end of these massive chapters. The first thing I would want you to do, or you can still go and do it, grab your textbook, scan through your textbook. I'm not necessarily saying you should read, just scan through your textbook. It will help you a lot. Once that is done, you would come back and go through this video. The purpose of this video is for acquittance, awareness. So it go hit you, see as they set their question. Now you go also rate yourself whether you even sabi am or you are off. Do you understand? That's that for that. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. God bless you. If this is your first time of encountering any of our clip, please note we do run classes, nursing entrance examinations, UTME, post UTME also, and also A level. If you want to be part of the class, I'll leave the link in the description box. We also run classes for year 1 students in College of Nursing, anatomy and physiology most especially. You could also DM to join. Thank you.